Welcome back with Decimo Primo. The anime that I'm gonna be talking about today is honestly, it's one that I've been watching for a little while, and it's had continuous scenes where it goes up and down. It's Ahiru no Sora, which translates to either like Sora the duck, basically, but also Sora translates to sky, so it's like Sky of the Duck. So the the thing about this anime is it's another basketball anime, which I know a lot of people are familiar with Kuroko no Basketball. As far as those go, right now, I like this anime better. The reason why is it's complicated. It's not an easy answer, but it's more of this anime shows that both individual work and teamwork are necessary with basketball. Not only that, but it tackles something that um, a lot of people talk about with a lot of sports. Like a lot of sports, they typically favor taller people, basketball included. Um, for that, you have a main character who is short, like, and tries to act like he's taller than, and like tells everyone he's taller than he is. And he has a mother who's also short, and his mother's the one who taught him how to play basketball. Um, and that's a relationship bond between the mother and son. Now, there is something that happens in their relationship which is like very heartfelt and honestly heartbreaking, and it does happen very early on that you're introduced in it, and even if the anime prepares you for what happens, you're still not ready for it because you're hoping for the best, because you always hope for the best of every character you care about, right? And through that, you see how his passion for the game, not just his passion but his entire team's passion, is really great. You may have seen a post that I posted earlier on talking specifically about this anime and how it reminds me of like the championship Bulls team in the 90s. It very much so, like, honest to goodness, that's exactly, a lot of the characters are similar to how the championship Bulls team played, at least for me. You have like a Michael Jordan, you have like a Scottie Pippen, you have like a Dennis Rodman type character. Um, Granted, they may not have their personalities, but their play style is very similar to that. And it's very intriguing to watch them and see them grow. The craziest part is it does something different than a lot of animes. It doesn't allow them to just ride a high where they just riding an easy, like it's an easy championship. In the same game, like they'll have multiple episodes where they're one single game. And in a few of those, like all of a sudden their team will be up and you'll be like, oh, they're about to kill it, they're about to destroy it. And then the very next episode, they introduce one factor that completely changes and turns the game around. And they even have people in the background commentating, not commentating on the game, but they give you the side conversations that you need in order to pull you more into the story and develop more into the story. There's even a time period where there's two teachers who are talking, and one of them is asking about how the game is played and how the game is explained. And one teacher says, basketball is a sport where there's no luck. And he basically takes out all of the luck from basketball, saying it's a game of skill because you're indoors, like there's no weather conditions that can change it or alter it for you to help improve. At the end of the day, the condition that you come into the court ready to play is the condition that you come in ready to play. There's no quite favor that can help you in that. And it really got me thinking about the overall arc of this anime and what the purpose was for it. And it really was just this character it's about a character who just drives through for exactly what he wants, hopes, and dreams, and puts everything on the line for it. There's not a stopping someone's will. It's only a question of how far that will take him. Not only that, but when this story starts, all of these characters are misfits. They're not, honestly, if you were about to pick up a one-on-one game, I don't think you'd look at any of them when they first start out and be like, hey, I'm going to pick that guy. You wouldn't. And it's also teaching you like to not judge a book by its cover. They have all different types of characters who are playing in this game, and they're really good. And well, not just one game, they play several games, of course, but in this anime, it's just a really intense, I would say, I mean, honestly, I was on the edge of my seat. The last episode, I ended up yelling and screaming directly at it like I was watching an actual basketball game. Like, come on, don't miss that shot. Like, this is ridiculous. And the thing that this anime also does really well at is it helps develop the other teams as well. So you don't just show a singular interest in the characters that you're familiar with because you see them in the opening of the preview and you get to know them, but you start to develop feelings for the characters on other sides of the team because you see everyone has their own story. Everyone has something that brought them to the point where they are now. It's not about the past that determines where they're going to go for their future, but what they do each and every day in order to practice, in order to play on the court, and their determination and fortitude in order to carry themselves forward, even while looking at the barrel of just like an infinite end and also a overwhelming defeat. And the ability of these characters to they don't brush it off lightly and then just get back right at it. You can see the monumental devastation that occurs with every loss that they take and even with some victories. And what it's truly about is it's about how through determining what you truly want and setting that goal, no matter what obstacles come in your way, you still try to overcome them even when you have the slimmest line of victory. And it doesn't matter whether it's the first quarter or the fourth quarter whenever this happens, but you don't give up until the final bell rings. And to see these characters do that over and over again, despite the overwhelming odds, despite that, it's very motivational and inspiring. Not just for the game of basketball, but honestly in the game of life. How many times have we set a goal that we didn't achieve and then we instantaneously gave up on that goal? We didn't try again. Failure is difficult. But what it is you don't learn nearly as much from victory as you do from defeat. And I think this anime truly tries to inspire that. And I know that's a quote that a lot of people have heard, but I think this anime has a true resemblance of that because it's not just the main character that has that ideal, it's the characters around him. But they truly give credit to the main character for that because when first introduced, he's completely looked down upon because of his size, and also his overall strength can't be that high because of his size. But he brings something to the table that no other character can, and because of that, it shows an overwhelming growth in his play style. And they literally point out over and over and over again to him on how he's the weakest link on the team on a continuous basis. But he doesn't allow it to discourage him. It doesn't allow him to get down. It motivates him to do that much better. If anything, I think he ends up working harder than the majority of the team. And that's saying something because this team is not one that was just formed overnight. It's a team of, like I said, misfits, but some of them didn't even play basketball. So considering they're in high school in this anime playing basketball, much like every other sports anime, whenever someone starts later, they're way behind. So they have a whole lot of catch-up room. And to not be afraid of doing that work, to actually face that work head on and push forward, that is something that I think we can all look to. Because that's something that I think each and every one of us strives for on a daily basis in order to not only achieve our goals for today, but to achieve our goals for tomorrow. Because each day that we start, it's like a refresh. It's like starting brand new, right? So with that, we have to think each day what we're going to do in order to achieve the goals that we want and how we're going to proceed about doing it. And in this anime, even the laziest of characters ends up showing you that their heart, their head, their entire motivation is in it, even if it may be out of the fact that they don't like losing, but that in and of itself is even a strength. So go ahead and check it out. Let me know what you think about it. Once again, thank you for tuning in with Decimo Primo, and I hope y'all have a great day. I'm out.